Well, it seems a last-minute checkup to find out if our network is as good so that we can give you a great treat. We are also encouraging all those that can make it to Isaac Walton. Embu, well, you're welcome and you're invited. There's lots of booze, good music, and great company. Everything that accompanies Sundowner Sunset Dates. As we say, we live, we love, and we laugh. And also, those who are going to be here are going to be treated to some live band performance by Carrie B and her team, as well as they stand to even, win a few tokens when it comes to matters of tourism so that you can be able to explore what this particular tourism circuit has to offer. You're going to get an opportunity to also tour Amboseli as well as the Meru National Park. So if you haven't left the comfort of your home and you can make it to Isaac Walton and you're looking forward to, to experience why Kenya is an ideal tourist destination, well, a Sundowner Sunset Date and an opportunity to traverse the country is what KBC, through its English service station, is offering for you today. I'm going to be joined by an avid follower of Sundowner. Kindly tell us, introduce us, give us your name.
My name is Jennifer Wanjiro Jeffa, or Jennifer Njehia in Twitter. Yes, I'm a Sundowner fan, big time fan. You asked for the asking, all of it in KBC.
It seems you have been following up on KBC's, radio programming for so many years.
Yeah.
What makes it so unique?
Okay, first, it reminds me of my high school. When I was in high school, I used to go to those clubs which had those soul. So for me, I love soul. Soul is first, then there is Sundowner, then there is the country. Yeah.
There's a notion that, those people who listen to Sundowner are rather old-fashioned and such. But then, what should we do so that we can get young people also to appreciate good music?
I think with the time, they have come to advance. Like for me, my children, they love soul. Even my grandchildren, because I have 3. You can hear them say, "Shosh, iyo wimbo yako." They know my taste. So with the time, they are going with the rhythm.
They're going to adapt.
Yeah, adapt.
Now, what is your take on, KBC now having county Sundowner Sunset Dates? And also you can tell us your preference on where next we should plan for this Sundowner Sunset Date.
Okay, it's a big, for me, I can say it's a good idea. I've never been such a place. Sundowner has made me come here. I think it's good for diversity. Going places. Next time I think you can come to Nairobi County.
We go back to Nairobi County.
Go back to Nairobi County. Then we look for another place.
We go back to Nairobi then.
We go to Nairobi, then we go. Yeah, I think that's the toil. Yeah, sure.
We go back to Nairobi.
When we are in Embu, you go back to Nairobi. Then after Nairobi, we go to another country. Yeah, I think that is the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how long? Give us, the stats. Mm-hmm. How long have you listened to Sundowner on KBC?
I've listened for the whole of my lifetime. Wow. Yeah, because when I was in Form 4, that was in 1986, I was still listening to Big Time, KBC, Sundowner, and I was fortunate to have my parents who had a TV. So for KBC, I was in it from 1975.
Now we're looking at, if we started listening, roughly, my math may not be good, but maybe that's 7 years. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so
Continue
much.
Enjoying yourself. Now, we also have a county representative. As we mentioned, we're coming to you live from Isaac Walton, which is an iconic, tourist destination, if you like. And if you like hanging out, Isaac Walton, you cannot miss it. This is Embu County. Let's hear from a county official. Give us, introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, my name is Jamal Punyenje. I'm the county CCM for trade, tourism, industrial development, investment and marketing.
What do you think about us having such a feat within Embu County?
We are very excited to host visitors here in Embu all the time. The day before yesterday we had the Madaraka Day celebrated right here in Embu, and we are very glad when we get visitors.
Mm-hmm. So, someone who is wondering why Embu County? I mean, when you talk about tourism, what are the attraction sites that one would come and enjoy at least for a weekend in Embu County?
In Embu County, we have numerous tourist attractions that were previously unexploited. We have the iconic Mount Kenya, where we are planning to open the southeastern route from Embu County. We also have Mwea National Park that is still quite unknown in the country, but we are doing all it takes to start marketing it, and we're also in the process of taking it back from KWS and running it as a county asset. We also have the magnificent Seven Fox scheme right here in Embu. We have the Ngejero Falls, we have the Mau Mau Caves, and we have a rich legacy of Embu, this side of Mount Kenya.
So, sir, are you a Sundowner fan or are you here to support us as KBC Channel 1?
Both. I am a fan. Sundowner, I am not young. That is a program we used to enjoy even in our younger days, and we still do. I am also here to support KBC. They approached me and I have an invite for this particular event. Catherine is my friend, and Mohammed also is a friend. So I'm here to support you. I am here to welcome you to Embu County, and I am proud that you are coming during my time.
There you have it. Now, also, we are fully in Embu County, having heard from the officials that run this county. If you've not made your way to Embu County, if you're coming from Nairobi, let's give or take, you have around 2 hours or 1 hour and a half, depending on how you're driving or your mode of transportation, to find yourself here. You are most welcome. The sunset date is still on. You can listen, watch, and also give us your Twitter, your feedback on Twitter. You can get us on Twitter at KBC Channel 1, at KBC English, at Ray Manyara. We are waiting for your feedback. Thank you very much. And as you can hear, we're already getting the sound right. And we'd want to hear also from another veteran participant of Sundowner. We call him Simon, and he can tell us, I mean, how many times have you attended the Sundowner Sunset Dates?
I've attended since the first Sundowner date was set. I don't miss, and I hope as long as I live, I don't miss. Because Sundowner show is the ultimate shows that when you attend, you feel there's that satisfaction that you get. And I don't think it's good for any Sundowner set follower to miss.
Yes. So where are you from?
I'm from the neighboring county, but I live in Nairobi. But wherever you take your Sundowner, I'll always follow you. In Mombasa, Garissa, Kisumu, I'll always be there. My car is there to get me to that place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have been listening to a few of the attendants of this particular Sundowner Sunset Date. Just to remind you that if cannot make it to Isaac Walton, which is Embu County, well, you can follow us on our digital platforms. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are also streaming on KBC YouTube Live, and we expect your feedback. We're expecting you to tell us what you want to hear tonight, and it's going to be played live. Catherine Donye, John Obongo Jr., as well as John Karani are on ground to ensure that you get to enjoy your favorite music live from the Embu County edition of Sundowner. Entry fee?
And the live performance from Caribbean, entry fee only 500 shillings. Please guys, 500. Welcome.
I might lose my job there if we continue having Simon and the likes there. Just to remind you, it's just 500 bob, and you get to enjoy good music, get to meet people you might have met on social media, and you can put a face to the voices that you have grown up listening to, if you're born in the 80s and the 90s, or better yet, you've made these friends online. Get tweeting. Our Twitter handle is at KBC Channel 1, at KBC English Service. Soon we're going to be going live. We are live on our social media platforms. We're going to be live very soon on TV as we enjoy the Embu County edition, the Sundowner Sunset Date from Isaac Walton. I'm your host, Regina Manyara. We're going to keep you posted on what is happening, and we want to leave you with the sounds and sights of Isaac Walton as the sun fades, or rather settles, for the Sundowner sunset date right here from Isaac Walton, Embu County.
I'm starting to hear myself somehow. I can't hear myself, you guys. I'm beginning to hear myself. But I really can't hear myself.
Working with ndonya ni ngumu kiasi. Working na ndonya ni ngumu. Because mimi siwezi kuwa nasema hivi katika analysis.
Oh, I can hear that one. Hello. Hi, guys. Wahome. Daniel Wahome. Mr. Wahome. I hope you can hear us. Oh, my God. Daniel, we need to know whether the levels are okay. We are not giving up on this. We came all the way. The levels, checking levels. Daniel Wahome, let us know whether you're receiving us and whether it's loud and clear. Yeah, hello. That's brilliant. That's beautiful. Can Wahome hear me? Wahome, can you hear me? There's a hum. Yeah, Wahome says there's a hum. Yes. Can you hear me? Hello. Hi KBC, hi Caroline, Gesesha, hi Julia, my testing.
Hello, Ahome, are you getting us there? Are you? Hello? Hello? 1, 2, 6. Yeah, Murami. Hello? 1 Papa. Hello? Yes, Ahome? Hello? Hello? Wacha nitakusia na kuja hapo.
It's been a long way without you, my friend. Na 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 na. See you again.
Hey, yawa. Come in. What kind of a leader? In fact, there is a guy who is called a Gikonyo. That guy, even his face, he looks like a thief. Unajua hata wezi wanachika. Mwalimu and the rest. If that fellow called Gikonyo steps foot in this school again, ever, please ensure that let me know, okay? Nanjui? Nanjui?
Well, unanijua? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Get out. Wewe nitakupararisha wewe. Nitakupararisha utaenda kwenye ukiwa mweusi.
Nani apinge? Baba amesema ndio.
We are in a crisis.
Okay.
Because when we talk about Generation Z, there is a lot of gaps.
You have to draw a balance between the gentleness and also there's a part for spanking. Even the scripture says that spare the rod, spoil the child.
Love and fear intertwine. But where do we cut across to address the fears that we have in parenting?
Watoi squeeze ni kama OMG, you know, it looks like a cool thing, yes, being a mother.
Yes.
And sometimes I think people don't understand the reality of motherhood.
Mm-hmm. Parents have not been present for Gen Z. And even now now my children are Gen Alpha, the next generation, parents are not present. They've left their children to their grandparents, to the nannies. Kama umesema, sherehe. Parents are sherehe 24/7. They don't even know whether the child was changed, whether the child is sick. They've left the responsibility to other people.
When I was walking through the valleys of death, your peace found me.
The first time that I saw there is something wrong because I was very little is he tried to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. I can't remember all that incident because I saw where he hanged his rope and he just fell down.
In Kenya, we're in a rat race and we're caught in some machine that's rolling and we do not know how to stop the action. But it starts with us, it starts with that awareness. So tell someone, come on.
As they grow up, they'll tell themselves, for me to be safe, I need to be quiet. And most of the times as you grow up, you always withdraw.
So it does play a role, in a nutshell, a very crucial role.
In reality, these children are just not mentally healthy. So I think the prolonged trauma to their brains, I'd like to call it trauma because 3 hours of sleep is trauma.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Kwanza kabisa tunafaa tujue nafasi ya mzazi kwa ajili ya kijana. Mwanzo kabisa mzazi ni mwelekezi, mzazi ni mshauri.
Kwa nini tuseme vijana hawezi kujitolea maamuzi? Kitu cha kwanza utapata kwamba wanahitaji mtu wa kumwelekeza, wa kuwaelekeza vijana ili kufuata njia inayostahili.
Uhuru huu kama vile ambavyo tumeambiwa uhuru mwingi huwa utumwa. Napingana na hili kabisa. Kwa sababu ukipatiwa uhuru ule, unaweza kujidhibiti katika uhuru ule ambao umepewa.
Usikiapo urembo si wa poda za mapambo, au kujivisha vyombo vya dhahabu kwa urembo.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Awoni ni kama we ni myang kupata bolea mtu.
Mine is different.
You know, one day you'll get what you deserve.
Na hiyo ni nini? Jaji mkuu?
What are you doing here?
Nini vita? Nini? Kutuetanisha watu wawili.
Watu washajifunikia blanketi moja, wachana nao. Utakuwa madara.
Do you need a hug?
Nayo mara tatu. Sara, kitu gani? Utakuwa karibu na Pete.
Dad.
Ni kama itabidi nimezoea.
Na si ako on demand.
Nani mwingine namtafuta?
Mimi.
Simwambie ni mimi nimekuambia, please.
Unaambiwa Jue ni nani?
You are my baby forever.
Keep dreaming. So you're not the DCI?
No.
Can you go wash the dishes?
I really had nowhere else to go to.
I don't trust you anymore.
Endometriosis is a condition where cells that are similar to the lining of the womb, which sheds during menstruation, sit or live outside the womb lining.
I began having painful cramps, bleeding in between periods, like prolonged periods from January to June maybe.
You might find endometriosis sitting very close to it, either on the bowel or the bladder or organs around it. Or sometimes it can be in places that are farther away, like in the chest or the belly button.
When I was 13 years old, that's when it all started. I remember back then I used to take hizi dawa za kienyeji because we did not really know what was taking place.
It's complicated if you find endometriosis in the chest or the lungs and it's causing problems, so you have to operate on it.
Kwani likuwa vita?
Okay, umekuja hapa kuongelesha watu fopea ama umekuja kuuliza kazi?
Usininyime hicha, tafadhali makaratasi nitaleta.
Unajua nasikia kilele zako sinani amalisa kichwa na uso na kila mahali.
Ugo hapa mpaka time tobe.
Wewe unanitisa karatasi na wewe pia iko kwa kitchen, wewe pia unaitisa kasi kama mimi.
Nikifungua macho nikubate hapa utachua ujui.
Unapiga tu kilele unapiga tu kilele. Hasira zangu sinataka kuanza kupanda na sitaki nikugote.
Mimi ndo nafanyisha watu interview siku ya leo.
Jikoni.
Na mimi nilikuwa among the top. Tafadhali mimi usinikule kitu.
We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Hello and thank you for tuning in. The things we take for granted actually mean a lot to people who do not have the access to these opportunities. Stay tuned to find out what this episode is all about. My name is Jane Theuri and this is Able Differently.
Abled differently.
Let's take a look.
Dr. Michael Munene, a lecturer at the University of Nairobi, specializes in the area of universal interior design, a space where the needs of persons with disabilities are met through building accessible homes or offices for the betterment of their livelihoods.
Universal interior designs deals with the needs and needs for persons with disabilities, issues to do with accessibility in the built environment.
Depending on the type of disability, Dr. Munene explains how interior design works to customize each case to meet the expectations of every client.
We have 7 principles of universal design dealing with the needs of persons with disabilities. Basically, we are trying to make the living or working space to be more accessible and accommodative to people with disabilities. So, for example, a person who has a visual impairment, whether low vision or high vision, the type of finish you have in a space can actually affect how that person is interacting with that space. So, someone who is totally blind, for example, using a white cane will require materials that are responsive to that white cane. And because they rely on what we call tactile design or tactile touch. You touch, you get response. Basically, design is about the 5 senses. We utilize the 5 senses. So visual, hearing, smell, touch, and all that. So you come to someone who is hearing impaired, again, they rely on vision or visual, what they can see. So universal design will come in and add other aspects of design. Things like directional navigation tools, science, lighting, illumination, to make sure that things or spaces are more visible to them because they can't actually hear what is happening. You come to someone who is physically disabled, so there you are talking about vertical, horizontal movement. And because they may be mobility challenged, they may be using wheelchairs or canes. So you have to make sure you provide an alternative for them. So you are talking about providing a ramp because they can't go up the stairs. You are talking about providing a lift because they can't go again up the stairs, so they need to access maybe upper levels of what space. So they need that vertical movement.
Universal design is also a great way to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities. Dr. Munene explains how this is a major factor to incorporate while doing interior design.
We have about 15 and above different type of disabilities. So if you are talking about intellectual disability, so you can find maybe design, universal design, is not able to handle some form of disabilities, because design basically deals with what you can see, the tangible environment. But now on this other level, something may need to be done that is not really design, but is actually design, what we call human-centered design. So it's not really tangible, you can't touch, you can't see, but there is a design element that is actually able to assist these people with these other forms of disability to make their work easier. But there are other aspects of design that can actually come in, like interactive learning. So the teachers, the guardians, the caregivers who are dealing with such kind of disabilities are actually able to use those other forms of design, like interactive learning, not the normal kind of classroom learning where you go and sit down and listen to the teacher. So design comes in, they're able to make those interactive design materials, and then now they are able to tackle that form of disability.
While a lot is being done to make living and working spaces disability friendly, there are some disabilities that still face challenges as technology has not yet absorbed them in the new inventions.
Think of children who have autism, for example. That's not something design, the way we understand design, can intervene. It's not only about the built environment. You are talking about even information, access to information. So someone who is able to access information technology through computers. So are you having a software that is able to assist these people? Someone who is blind, but are they able to actually interact with this technology?
Due to a hearing impairment acquired while growing up, Dr. Munene recalls the challenges he encountered during lectures at the University of Nairobi as a government-sponsored student. He, however, was fortunate to have a brand new set of hearing aids courtesy of the university.
When I joined university, because I had already lost my hearing by then, I didn't have a hearing aid. So it was very challenging for me because I could go to class, lecture hall. I couldn't hear anything at all that was being taught. I used to sit at the front, and some lecturers were actually asking me questions, but I couldn't even answer. Then they were thinking I'm being arrogant or disrespectful to them, until one of my classmates explained to one of my lecturers that I had a hearing problem. So the dean listened to me, and then I was referred to a referral hospital to a specialist who did an audiologist test and what we call Bera report. so that they could give feedback to the medical officer of the university. Thereafter, the university purchased for me my first hearing aids.
Although the issue of class participation due to hearing aids had been resolved, he still had financial challenges with his school fees. A program that was meant for needy students began just in time to help educate him while he worked for the institution.
Another component of how the university came in was identification of needy students who were also disabled. Then they were integrated within what we call work-study program, where you are learning, but at the same time you are working for the university, but they don't pay you actual salary. That money goes towards your tuition fees.
Dr. Munene ended up landing a job offer due to his competence exuded while at the institution.
I worked out there for 3 years. Then the university, through the late director of School of Art and Design, Dr. Onyango, recalled me back, offering me a job opportunity as a graduate assistant. I actually didn't apply for the teaching job. The university just called me back. So I came. Dr. Onyango mentored me throughout. At that time, I only had my undergraduate degree. I worked as a graduate assistant for 2 years. Then I joined the postgraduate program for my Masters of Art in Design.
Coincidentally, he developed an interest in universal design through an encounter with a visiting professor who happened to be a champion of the same, and after exchanging some ideas here thereafter, researched intensively and picked it up with the management for implementation purposes.
I met the Professor Mugendi Enriba, who is a champion of universal design and matters to do with disabilities. He happened to be an external examiner for the School of Art and Design. And based on my experiences, we started talking with him. So he started mentoring me and talking to me about issues to do with disability. So that's how I started getting interest in matters to do with disability mainstreaming. So by the time I was completing my postgraduate studies in master's level, I had